So the playtest is going on right now, but I kind of wanted to read through the list of the changes right here before we hopped into it, just to give people an idea of what we're about to test. So let's go ahead and do that. TLDR, the tests were changing. Gold matters. We're consolidating a lot of power aggression back into gold because it's the most intuitive system to engage with. Always be farming for gold. And so we can add more consequence for early game deaths. Also, refocusing back to fewer resource systems helps reduce complexity without trading off depth. Unless you loved those little power shards and cooking beans. Anywhere shop removed, so you can't just use the hotkey anymore to access the shop. Normal monsters and chests now drop gold and give a small amount of EXP. So we're not going to have like upgrade shards from this. We're not going to have beans, so you just buy all those now. You can buy base consumables and upgrade equipment at the store. Finally, when you die, you lose most of your gold. You'll retain 400 gold at death so you don't break yourself and can't buy pot. Note, on this last change, we hear your feedback that resurgence can make the early game feel inconsequential, but also don't want to go back to a world where you die early and have to watch your teammates bumble around for 10 minutes on a massive early map. But dialing up the value of gold and making it drop on death, there will at least be times where the stakes are high in the early game, as well as opportunity costs to not farming gold if you choose to endlessly harass/die to another team. So they're leaving resurgence to the game, but they're adding more meaningful punishments to dying in the early game. So you're not completely screwed if you die in the early game, but I mean, losing all your gold, if the entire system is farming gold, and you're like split pushing or whatever, you end up dying as you're split pushing, you fall pretty far behind from that, right? Or you don't get as far ahead from the split pushing. So you have to do split pushing, if you do a split pushing strategy, much more intelligently, which is good. Monster reward adjustments. With the higher focus on farming for gold, we're clarifying the value of bosses and adjusting general monster reward balance. All boss monsters except biome leaders have their rewards significantly increased. EXP is increased by about 2.5x. Gold's increased from 600 to 2k for every nearby ally. 2,000 per biome leader? Oh no, except biome leaders, okay. Chargers and Metal Knights have their gold rewards doubled. What are Chargers and Metal Knights? All powers below exotic are soulbound. Because you now lose all your gold on death, we're going to be going back to a world where you can reliably hold on to your whole build throughout the whole match. We are watching to see if this devalues PvP too much, i.e. your enemies, or you see your enemies and can't take their power. LMB levels. Not super connected to the above, but we're trying to add a little more build texture and chewy ability level up decisions as you go. To calibrate, we've scaled the LMB damage down, but full upgrades will bring them to above the previous baseline. Most LMB upgrades are either 20% AP ratio or 10% damage. Locking an enemy resets your non-ultimate cooldown and heals your hunter by a set amount. This works inside of Storm. Always felt that the ability for you to 1vx in Supervive is lower than we'd like it to be, and we felt this would be a good time to test this change because we're injecting more power progression and stat advantages into the strategic layer. We're hoping that letting you pop off after each knock can give you aspirational outplay feeling while still having you earn it. Also, if you're behind an enemy team who's out macroed you, there's more playmaking to be had. I already feel like the potential to like destroy people in this game is already pretty high. I feel like 2v4s are pretty doable, so interesting to see that. And then we have some balance notes here as well. Once we read these, I'll start giving like my thoughts on the initial thing, and then we'll go do the playtest. Jhin LMB damage decreased by 20%, and his Q damage is decreased by 20% on Q2. Hitboxes are Q1, Q2 are now telegraphed more obviously and are in red. Ult's cooldown increased by 15, 10, 5 seconds at level 1, 2, 3. This is to account for the extra cooldown he already gets on ability activation while the clone remains alive. Brawl, cast time on R&B increased from 0.35 to 0.6, so it'll be more reactable. Yaw restriction removed when casting a neutral. So that means like before, if you cast your R&B, you could turn it like a certain amount, right? But there was a restriction on it. Now you can just freely wrap it around your character as much as you want. Fires an icon telegraph on cast similar to Void Snap. Icon is currently bugged, so we're not going to see that in the playtest. You are now yaw restricted. If you R&B first and then shift during the R&B to the direction, you dash. They want shift R&B and shift R, the same thing for shift R. They want both these things to be things you can still do, but they want it to make it so way if you do that, you're committing hard to it. I guess this means either you have to do it pretty late into the cast, or it means that people are going to have much more time to be able to react to it and dodge it. Because you can't... What you're not going to be able to do is you're not going to be able to shift R&B and then swing the cursor, which you were able to do before, and linger the hitbox and still tag people that way. That was the way people were catching people out on Brawl. So they're making Brawl more skill expressive in that regard. And obviously the R&B cast time going up means that there's more time to actually deal damage to him. This is double the cast time. It gives you more time to dodge, more time to deal damage to him. So these are, once again, pretty heavy nerfs, but I mean, we saw 3 back-to-back super heavy nerfs for Brawl, and this character is still the best character in the game. We'll see. Kingpin, level 4 shift, now reduces the cooldown of the next shot by half instead of instantly reloading. Shift Q. You're now yaw restricted if you Q first, and during the shift, you Q to the direction you dash. You're not yaw restricted if you cast it after the dash. This is specifically trying to address the cases where hide/avoid cast times by using your dash after. I guess good changes for Kingpin. That character is pretty overpowered. Dual Q, warm-up cast time increased from 0.35 to 0.6. Q is the pull, Talia's shove, I think. There's now a brief indicator for where she will land. Alright, I don't really know how much that'll affect her, but it'll be interesting. Bishop, level 4 R&B, minus 5 seconds cooldown, increased radius and pulse. Level 4 Q, can grant a max HP shield up to 2x, cooldown reduced by 1 second for each target hit. And then warm-up on her ult is increased from 0.35 to 0.6. Dash velocity decreased from, I guess, 2500 to 2250. Okay. So it looks like in general, they're trying to give you more time to react to certain abilities rather than having a preemptive do this stuff, which I suppose is healthy for the game. Not I suppose, it is literally healthier for the game to do that. Good changes overall. And then there's some changes that made it into the build on accident, which is Felix and people have longer warm-ups attached to their ultimates, but that'll be reverted. And then Shiv has a longer warm-up attached to her dagger that will be reverting at patch. So I guess they felt those ones nerfed the characters too hard. I don't feel like the dagger needed a longer warm-up. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Let's go ahead and test these changes and see how they feel. So right now I'm trying to shift. It shows this as a void indicator. Look at that bug. That's funny. So you can see on brawl specifically, I'm trying to move my arm or my cursor or whatever after I use my R&B shift, and it kind of like sticks it in that direction. So I can't really do anything. But if I just use this thing, just use R&B straight up, I can move it really fast, which is not what you're able to do before. You can see that. You can go ahead and show the thing with ults. Yeah, I can't change it. I can move my own body and I can adjust it like that, but I can't actually like move the actual impact, I should say. Interestingly, they added auto attack increases as well. So characters like Myth get buffed from that, I think, because her ability upgrades aren't the best. And if auto attack becomes a higher baseline than before, her auto attack is really OP. Jewel? Okay. I mean, see what her Q feels like. Oh my god, that is so long. Do you see that? Look how long that is. Before, it was like, once you did it, it came out instantly. Look at that. Wow. Let's go see what the Kingpin level 4 dash looks like. So before, if you used your dash, this thing would become instantly straight on Kingpin. Oh, I get it. I think I get what the change is. So this thing still resets your shot, but it doesn't make you instantly do the shot. It's like a small delay, right? So you don't get the burst out as fast. Whereas before, the second you shifted, you would auto. I think that's the change. So maybe now using your ultimate is actually useful. Because before, it just used to be shift max only. You don't even level up your ult. You don't even level up your hook. They got rid of Oath's B-hop? Wait. One last thing to test. Wait, hold on. Someone said they got rid of Oath's B-hop. Wait, you can't B-hop on Oath anymore. Wait, you can't B-hop. Why did I... Dude, I spent so much time learning pod racing. You guys know how many hours I put in practice, though? I mean, you can still, like, swing like that for a little bit of momentum, but damn. All right, let's go ahead and test. I think for game 1, what we'll do, I'll just test how the no bunny hopping feels on Oath. And then next game, we'll test out Myth. And then next game, we'll test out Ghost. So one thing is, I mentioned it before I knew that bunny hopping wasn't going to be in the game, I thought Oath would be guaranteed the best character in the game because his rotation speed to camps is extremely fast, he farms extremely well, and he's the best team fighter in the game, as well as being potentially the best 1v1er in the game. Now with his mobility being nerfed, he's pretty normal in terms of mobility now, right? It's only going to be a spin dash. And unless you're in combat with other people, you can't get the reset on it. So he moves around about as fast as every other character in the game now. Some of these locations are going to need a buff. Like if you go to Scavenger Bay, for example, this place is so ISO. Not only is it ISO, there's like no camps here. And they're all super spread out. Holy fuck, drop speed. What the hell? Yo, I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that. Oh, this is the Metal Knight that they were talking about. Okay. Am I stupid or... All right, I am stupid. I just tried to do that. No! Dude, I'm too used to bunny hopping around. Wait, this feels so bad. If you use the bunny hopping, oh my god, this feels terrible. So I can't tell if this is intentional or not, but I got like no gold. I got no gold from that. I'm not sure if the machine mobs just suck or what. I have like no gold. I had 250. Where's my gold? How come I only have 1.8k right now? I had level 7 pretty early, I think. I don't know if they tuned the EXP on this or what.
There's an enemy here.
So you can't cook beans, you can just buy stuff here. This is how I buy it. I buy this. Select your evolution.
An enemy oracle is scanning.
To camp.
Heading back.
Upgrade.
Oh, wait, did they lower the cost on everything? Hold on. You can buy most wanted? You have elixirs now? Why would hypervives be so expensive? These vibers are literally just better than hyper vibes are. So it looks like they did lower the amount of gold you get, but it seems like that might be because gold is just like lowered the amount required. I thought when they said they were going to get rid of bunny hopping, but they didn't say they'd get rid of bunny hopping. They said they were going to address move. I thought that meant that they would like tone it down. I didn't think that meant that would like literally just remove it. Let's go see how the souls feel. Because you can kill souls now and they're supposed to get more EXP, right? Like the bosses here. Let's see what they do. Alright, one thing I'm having an issue with too, I have 3k right now and I have to recall to my base to be able to upgrade anything. I'm still on white weapons and everything, by the way. So we got 2k gold from killing the boss, so bosses seem pretty important. I want to recall. Is this how you get your stuff? You have to just do that?
Enemy Oracle online.
I understand it a little bit, but it feels very weird to get your stuff like this. You still get stuff from like killing people, like power shards and whatnot.
Sorry, I had to. More attackers than we thought. Leaping.
Dang, it's so weird that I can't. Like I'm doing that to be able to like glide and stuff. Do you guys see that? Like I'm trying to muscle memory it. Also, I don't like that you need to go all the way back to your base in order to upgrade your stuff.
Base camp has spotted an enemy.
Heal zone. Breaking ground.
Half that squad is down.
That's kind of weird, because like I don't have ults. You are lucky. If I had ults right now, I'd kill you.
Here I am.
Half your squad is down.
Peak durability.
You're the only one left.
I must fulfill my oath.
I must fulfill my oath.
I cannot. Consuming a heal.
Enemies have captured a
I
meteor
will
soul.
bring you back. Eventually.
Repairing armor still costs 1k. That seems very not tuned with how the game is right now and how hard it is to get gold. I will say my first thoughts on this so far throughout this game, this shit is definitely not tuned properly. Look at my items and stuff. I feel like I've been farming pretty well. We did one of the bosses. Like, I don't know how else I'm supposed to get gold. I think my team messed up because they didn't take farm minions too.
Leaping.
Let's go, bro. Don't want to come?
Shielding. More are
Half the
coming.
squads have been eliminated. Base camp
I
lost.
cannot. Now. We've worked
Come on,
that
bro.
out.
What are we doing?
The final abyssal has appeared.
Yeah, I want this bag.
That squad has only one survivor.
Breaking ground.
Base camp captured. The
Squad eliminated.
I feel like people are dying at really weird, like, or in weird ways, right? Does that make sense? Does it not feel like they're dying in weird ways? Like, I feel like the death is delayed. Like, I'll kill them and then they die. I feel like it doesn't make sense, but that makes sense in my head. Let's see what I can buy. Like, I can't buy anything. It's 8k to go to red. So, like, once you get blue, you just, like, can't upgrade anymore and you just have to, like, get stuff from PvP? Is that how they want it to be tuned? Because getting money to upgrade them is, like, basically impossible.
Shielding. I am
There's an
healing.
enemy.
I cannot.
warning. Storm
Heal
closing.
initiated.
Careful.
These fucking abyss specials with blink. Yo, just get over here. That's actually giga cringe, bro. I have to play around abyss specialist blink.
Allies fighting.
Here I am. Breaking ground. We're not being nice.
This isn't fair, bro. The pacing of the game feels really bad. I don't like it. Money is tuned really improperly. I don't know why. I don't know if it's actually the case that they adjusted EXP or whatever, but getting EXP felt better that game. I don't like that it's so centered around having a bonfire, which means that if you don't have a bonfire, you're just giga screwed. And I feel like if you die once, you're just probably screwed for the rest of the game. Let's see how power farming feels. Dropship speed is giga weird, bro. Oh my god. Level 5 doing one biome. I did 2 camps and a biome leader, and I'm level 5. I think that's pretty on par for what it was before. Level 6 now. We have 2k gold. So they made it so the quests give less than before?
You have received a quest.
Like evolution. Camp mana.
Base camp captured.
So once you get level 7, you can have full blue. Go this, and we'll go glider gas. I started farming 2 biomes, though. We farmed 2 biomes. Are you supposed to farm more at this point? It's like we have blues and everything, right? The way it's set up right now, it feels like they want you to get blues and then go fight these. Because everything else feels way more expensive. So they want like this boss and this boss to be like big fight. I kind of don't like that because I feel like you can throw the game really easily. Like if those become super big objectives, which they have to be down night 1, given they give so much gold and EXP now, don't you just throw the game super easily? You'd say just be better, but like there's like 5 teams here.
Enemy here. Grenade. Escape denied.
That's so troll.
Heading back. I'll be back at base. Heading back. I'm stunned.
Exotic. Spike grenade.
You guys like that thing? Oh my god.
Last one down.
Where'd little bro die at? Oh, he died in Narnia. Yo, bro. I will say, the price of upgrades makes shards from PvP feel way more valuable. Yo.
Enemy spotted.
Oh, shit. I wasn't paying attention, I won't lie to you.
Grenade. Drop one.
Where's the last guy? Wait, you didn't kill the last guy? Ghost feels really good to play. I don't know why. He just feels really good to play.
Firing down range. Flash grenade.
Enemy squad halfway eliminated.
Maybe it's the fact that I'm so snowballed right now.
Won't work.
Allies fighting.
Grenade.
That squad has only one survivor.
Hold up. I'm healing.
Dude, imagine how broken this guy's gonna be when he gets an actual passive after this patch.
Suppressing fire.
Wow, they tried.
Oh my god, I feel so powerful. Wait, what? Why do I feel so strong on Ghost? You guys see the shit I'm doing right now?
Warning. Storm closing.
I'm like deleting
Going
everyone
here.
instantly. Final showdown. Oh, there's music on the final showdown. Let's go. I mean, I have some disgusting ass powers and I'm also giga fed, but like maybe it's the LMB damage buffs. It feels disgusting to me.
Enemy in sight.
I wasn't really looking. I'm fucking dead. I was reading chat. I was reading chat. Save me. Okay, lifesteal, lifesteal.
The final missile has appeared.
Healing up.
I was reading chat. That wasn't fair. They jumped me, bro. Okay, let me actually fight them now. Dude, my team cleaned up for me. I didn't even get to do anything in the last fight. So, when you're snowballing, you feel like you're really snowballing on this patch. Like, I felt disgusting that entire game. I just mowed the whole lobby down. Anyone that was on my screen died instantly. Maybe the LMB buffs for Ghost are just insane. Maybe snowballing is just a huge issue on this patch. I do felt like after day 1, I didn't have to farm at all anymore. That was a complete different experience than I had in the very first game. The very first game felt terrible. That second game felt unfair for the enemy. I still don't like buying a base. I think that's really dumb. I don't like that it feels like you're giga forced to contest the night bosses when they were honestly already strong to contest because the powers are already OP. So I'm not a fan of either of them. I feel like the night bosses shouldn't be that strong. I'm okay with not even like soul bosses are already strong. I don't think they should be. I don't think more power should be injected into bosses. I don't think the bosses need more power in. I think bosses are already insanely powerful. And you can see throughout that game, we got Night Boss, and we power farmed 3 biomes actually. We power farmed 3 biomes, we got Night Boss, and then we did Soul, and we ran over the entire lobby because we were so insanely far ahead. Red weapons on everyone. I will say, I do like that PvP seems to actually matter if you can hold on to your shards for later on, because the shards are so insanely valuable given the value of gold right now. I also do like that this patch essentially ended up indirectly tuning jump pads. That's my thought so far. Okay, so my base LMB, my level 1 damage is down on Myth for sure. Until I upgrade my damage on my things, I would be one-shotting those. Yeah, I like that leveling into it. I wasn't saying it was a bad thing. I was just saying it's like something I'll definitely have to get used to. But I actually think it's a good change for the game. I think that if you want power in your LMB, you should have to level it. I think that's good. Because it naturally makes it so as you're leveling your LMB, you don't get as much power from other abilities, right? Which is also like, look, we dropped in front of like 30 billion people. Now we can't upgrade our shit and now we're fucked, right? This is one of the problems with having bonfires, bro. So Myth is nerfed until she gets her LMB upgrades, in which case she's boss. Yeah, look at that. I just added 60 damage to my LMB. Or it might be... No, maybe what it is I'm not getting my weapon upgrades as early, and so maybe that's why I'm noticing the damage decrease. It could be that too. Like, maybe having the bonfire control early matters a lot, so you can get your upgrades early, so you can run the map, I guess.
Base camp captured.
Guardian's rested.
You have received a quest.
You can still take double tech blade. Why is that not patched out?
Let's go here.
That should be patched out, no?
Your base camp is under attack.
Through the shadows.
That squad is down.
What are you doing, bro?
Phasing. Rain. Base camp has spotted an enemy. They attack from all sides.
Yeah, getting my things back when on kill, this feels unethical. I don't like this. I knew I wouldn't like the change, but like, I don't like the change. You know what I mean? Like, I knew I wouldn't like it, but I don't. I really don't like it. This needs to be removed from the game. Fights are way too snowbally now. If you get a single kill, like they say they want 1vx potential. What I see here, you get one player down, you lose. Because the fight just gets snowballed too hard. I see the exact opposite. Because now people don't have cooldowns. This is a terrible change. Needs to be reverted immediately. Ba-ding!
Careful.
Look at all this gold. Wait, that's 3k? Wait, gold from falls is so broken. Isn't that giga broken? Holy shit.
Enemy in base camp vision. The sky opens. Your base camp is under attack.
Healing for a sec.
You're done. Laying down fire. Enemies have captured a meteor soul. Enemy squad halfway.
Why would you... huh?
Their squad's almost finished.
Yo. Yo. What are you guys doing? They both just lined up to take back shots from Myth. Like, my god, I do the same, but Jesus. Time and place for everything, you know what I mean? Professor Oak was right. Really not a big fan of the Endless Reaper on everything. It makes the game feel less skilled. I feel like managing my cooldowns is literally just, we'll call it that, a fool's errand.
Base camp has spotted an enemy.
We're under fire.
Laying down
Clear the stage.
on your knees.
Knocked one.
The sky opens. Through the shadows. Base camp has sighted an enemy. Your base camp is under attack.
Moving here.
Moving here. Careful.
Clear the stage.
Enemies have captured.
That's another thing too. Like if one of my teammates dies, they just int them back their cooldowns. The fight feels unplayable. Do I really want to deal with that? For the love of all things unholy, do not let this change go through to the main game. It is disgustingly terrible. I'm talking specifically about Endless Reaper. The rest of the patch feels okay. Definitely needs tuning. Shrike is unplayable. Oh yeah, this patch definitely guts like characters like Shrike. Yeah, that's true. I don't even think about that. That's literally true. Like I can just blow my cooldowns like an idiot right now. Because I know I'll get resets. Yo! Yo! Can I hit it?
Completed.
Okay.
Half that squad is down.
What is this chest? Is that team wipe?
Base camp has spotted an enemy. Your base camp is under attack. Base camp the final abyssal has appeared. Rain. Half your team remains.
Damn, that is such a long windup. What the fuck?
That squad has only one survivor.
You know what I think this patch really needed? I think Myth needed a buff, so I'm really glad this patch went through, actually. I think Myth needed to be stronger.
The sky opens.
I'm so fucking dead, bro.
Phasing. Laying down. Through the shadows. You're done. Stay down. Seeking.
Oh, you have damage so fuck.
The attack from all sides.
Goodbye. Dude, the damage soul cucked me. I tried to go through the wall and I got fucked. It's not fair. We're ratting for placement in a playtest. That's not real, right?
Get wrecked.
We can't be ratting for placement in a playtest. Okay, let's give our thoughts after the entire playtest and go ahead and look through these. The Anywhere shop removed. I'm pretty whatever about this. The only reason why I might think this is negative is because I am having a weird time finding powers right now. I'm not too big of a fan of that. Unless they want people to adapt from game to game, I guess that can make sense. But if they want consistency with powers, then this is a bad change, which is why I'm saying I'm neutral with it. The one thing that I don't like that this ended up making was the bonfires and you shopping at bonfires. I'm a big hater of that. That is a terrible change. It needs to be addressed for sure. Maybe Anywhere shop should just be what they have on the bonfires. Maybe that'd be too bad. I think the airdrop system they had before was more healthy than what we have right now, basically. No monsters and chests now just drop golds. Probably a good change. This also indirectly addresses one of the issues I had before, which is you have to go to each individual item to go pick them up before. Very cringe, not a fan. Now buy base consumables and upgrade your equipment at the store. I think the problem with this is that it makes the games more snowbally because you have to buy everything at the bonfire. So if you ever die once or you fall behind and you can't capture a bonfire, you're screwed for the rest of the game. Are you not? How are you supposed to be able to catch up back in the game if you can't buy equipment and then you have to contest a bonfire while you're also behind? So this just makes the game more snowbally. Not a fan. Needs to be addressed 100,000 billion%. Game is already in a snowbally state, so I feel like making it so things like resurgence and whatnot are worse kind of makes the game even more snowbally, and that's what they did by making it so you only retain 400 gold on death. Snowball is a huge thing right now. It's insane how much you snowball right now. I'm not a fan of it. And I say that as the person who's going to be snowballing. I'm him. So monster reward adjustments with a higher focus on farming for gold. We're clarifying the value of bosses and adjusting general monster rewards. I think personally that bosses already had a huge incentive to do them, and I think they were already powerful on their own. So adding more power to bosses by increasing their EXP and their gold was that this just made it so bosses were insanely more snowbally. You're noticing a pattern here, right? Everything is just more snowbally. Now there is one change you see here, which is the all powers below exotic are now soulbound. Now this aims to make the game less snowbally, but I think the reality is because you just don't have as much access to powers. The people who already have those access to powers that are snowballing in the game, now they just snowball even harder. So this actually doesn't even help stem the issue, even remotely. Not a fan of it. LMB levels, I actually really like this change. I think this is a really good change. I like that it makes it so LMB based characters such as Myth or Shrike now invest in those instead of their skills, and now they play more around those. Same with like Ghost, right? This is a good change, healthy for the game. I think it's good going forward. Maybe they'll have to tune it a little bit. It felt a little bit overpowered for Myth and Ghost specifically when assessing those two, or maybe the lobby quality was just really low. I'm not sure. Once again, I only got to play those characters once, so not 100% sure. This is a really good change. I'm a fan of it. Knocking an enemy resets your non-ultimate cooldowns and heals your hunter by a set amount. This needs to be removed instantly. There's not a single person who has played with this that thinks it's a good idea. What they thought would happen is that this creates 1vx potential, so way after get the knock, you're going to constantly get knocks, or as you fall down on players, if you can end up getting a knock, you get to outplay the enemy. You kill one person, then you kill another person, blah, blah, blah. It chains from there, right? What happens in reality is you're in a 4v4 scenario. It's not a 3v4 scenario, but instead of being able to punish the 3v4 like you could before because the enemy had no cooldown, so maybe you could like look for a revenge kill or something. Now they just have all their cooldowns, so you can't look for anything. So it just makes snowballing even worse. This is a terrible, 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 worst change I've ever seen in a game. Remove it immediately. If this makes it to live, I will become the biggest doomsayer for Supervive ever. If this makes it to live, I will be the biggest bitch fit thrower you've ever seen in your life. I know they wanted to test it. You test it, it failed. All right, now as for balance things, Jhin, not sure how I feel about it. Didn't really get to see too much Jhin. Brawl, still broken. Kingpin, he's going to still be a strong character, especially since snowballing matters a lot and Kingpin snowballs really hard. Jewel, the change on this, it makes it so there's more counterplay for enemies rather than having to preemptively dodge it. You can dodge it with reaction now, which was pretty hard to do before. You had 0.35 seconds, and then on top of ping, you had 0.25. This does allow counterplay for it, which I think is healthier for the game. Now, if Jewel needs to be tuned from that afterward because it's too hard to land her combo, that's fine and something they can do. But I think stuff like this is healthy for the game because literally before, it is impossible for me to react because of ping. I just had to preemptively guess that they were going to do it. The bishop changes, I didn't really get to see at all. And then these changes, they said they're reverting, so we're not going to talk about it. Overall, I see a little bit of potential in it. My favorite change in this patch, the LMB levels, least favorite, this just has to go, period. It can't exist, bro. It can't exist. Final point, the game, too snowbally with the changes. Because you have to go to the bonfires, and the team who is behind is not going to have access to the bonfires, and they're also going to be behind in gold. So not only do they have to contest the bonfire down in items, but even if they do get those kills or whatever, they're not going to have the gold to be able to do anything with it. It feels very hard to come back into the game right now. Our bosses are going to go to the teams that are already ahead, right? And they gave so much more EXP and gold value to these bosses when bosses themselves are already inherently strong because they give you good powers. So they just made the snowballing effect of doing these bosses or whatever when there's less comeback potential in the game even more exponential. Unironically, if they completely remove this, bosses would still be insanely powerful to do. They could get rid of everything they see here, which is a lot, by the way. They can get rid of all of this, and it still looks good to do any boss in the game. If I had Vive Soul, I am so chilling. I am chilling. So what that means is this doesn't need to exist. I do see potential for the patch, but overall, I will say out of all the patches I've played so far, or all the playtests I've played so far, this is the one that I have liked the least. Not to say that I was actively not enjoying it. I was having fun on the patch and whatnot. Obviously, it still felt like Supervive, so I was enjoying the game. But I don't think this is the best iteration of Supervive they could have. And I think they can improve on it pretty easily, actually.